Hello runlings, and welcome to another edition of sitting in the car while it pours down with rain. So I've pulled up, excuse me, banging you around. I just do that, I'm so professional. As soon as I switch the camera on I start swinging it around and smacking anything. So I pulled up at this car park. It's a place I've been loads of times before because I like it. And literally, I mean, no word of a lie, I'm not trying to be dramatic, but as soon as I pulled up, I put two of my, what do you want to call them, curtains, screens, one on each side of the front window, and then it just went, it started raining as I pulled in. I thought, well, that's not too bad. Then it just went, so I'm kind of stuck in the front seat at the moment. I really wanted to try my new bed, not try it out, get my new bed set up and try it out in the sense of it's going to be sort of sat next to me while I'm in my armchair. And I wanted to sort of get the feel of what it's like, because that's probably going to make a good table until I go to bed. And I just wanted to sit with it, but you've got to get out the car to unfold the legs and push it in, and the car is going to get soaked. So at some point I'm going to wait, and if it carries on, at some point I'm going to have to brave it, or and just get wet, or maybe it leaves off. I'll sit here for a tad and see what happens. So the rain eased off for a smidge and allowed me to quickly put the bed up. I'm chuffed to bits. I think I'm going to have to take you off you're on the bed now. I'm going to have to take you off the bed to show you this. But what this bed has allowed me to do, which I couldn't do before, because before, if you look at the first Mark 1 of the car camper, the way I made the bed is it filled up all the footwells and the cavities, and so you had kind of no space really. You had the driver's seat, you had and a little bit of passenger seat because it's forward, so you had a little bit there, but basically you didn't really have much else. But by doing this, I've got, that's the bed, but by putting legs, in the front there, I have this huge cavity here, which has allowed me to put, there's a storage box there, there's a storage box on there, and I've got a 5 litre water tank on top of that, so I can just hold my cups underneath here now. Don't have to pour bottles into, and then they fall around and bottles fall over and stuff like that. And they were my camping ones anyway. I don't want to keep having to move stuff back and forwards, so I bought that 5 litre one, and it just sits nicely on top of that. And what I like about the storage box it sits on is it has a lip, so this sits lovely on top of there, and it can't fall off. And the box could probably fall off maybe, but you know, it can't slide off because it's a lid, but it's also a lip, so it's sliding off. So small thing, but I liked it. And then I have storage underneath here as well, which I don't even got anything to. I've got my brolly in there, and it could also go back down into the boot. So you know, it's more storage than I actually have, or rather more storage than I actually need, rather. So you know, there's my 2 pillars, and that's a roll mat that's going to be put on when I go to bed. That is my sleeping pad that has been stolen from my backpack inside. As I said in previous videos, I want everything in the car ready to go, so that I just go, you know, everything's in there. And I have been sort of bringing stuff from my backpack in and put it in the car, and I have to remember to take it out, and then I have to put it back and take it out, and it's kind of getting on my nerves a bit, and it's a bit difficult, and that's how I forget stuff. But so that is a backpacking sleeping pad. I do want to buy one for here that I just permanently keep in it, and it has to be an inflatable one, because I want to be able to store it when it's a car, a working car. So that's the only thing I'm kind of in a sense missing. But yeah, I'm really pleased with that. You know, by putting a bed in, me making a proper bed instead of bodging it together like I did before, it's actually created quite a lot of storage, which is well needed in this car. And as I said, it's actually created more storage than I need, because half of it's empty. So that's really good. I'm really pleased with that.
His duty, unless such as was liberated from the ritual. Balance had not.
Tonight's meal, I'm gonna have chicken and white wine sauce, and my usual obligatory Uncle Ben boiling the bag mice. I'm just boiling some water at the moment. That's a good point. In my setup, previous camps, I don't know if you can see it now, I've got so much rubbish on it, but I had this table here, this blue one. I haven't got my glasses on, I can't see what you're seeing, but I think that's it. Yeah, I think that table there. Yep, you got it in shot. That was there so that I had obviously a table, because I didn't really have one for the previous bed because it wasn't possible to use. So I got, my apartment, I was making the shelving and the food cupboard and all that behind me. It's here. Oh, you can't see it. There, it's there. If you haven't seen previous videos, it's a bespoke food cupboard, and it is got food, cutlery, pots and pans, and tea making stuff, and the stove and all this, so because it's stuff I need to get to in and out, in and out. I didn't want to put it in a container and then having to keep opening the container, closing the container. I wanted it accessible, and she built a little table on there so I could do all my stuff on it, albeit behind me. It was just kind of all I had. But now with this bed here, you can see all the guff I got in it. So much stuff. So yeah, that kind of, unless I'm standing outside, I was thinking about it just now, unless it's like summer, because obviously in the winter, in the summer I'm standing outside, the table stroke bed is in here. I can open the back window and stand outside, or sit outside and use it as a table outside. But I think it's going to be, I'll put it up now, but realised it's absolutely no use whatsoever. But in the summer I'm going to be standing outside, or sitting outside. I can sit at the back, and because I mean in the winter you're kind of stuck in because of the freezing cold weather. But in the summer I like to sit outside as much as I can, so I reckon I'd use it then, because it's, you know, once I open the boot lid, or which is just a piece of glass in my case, I can sit out the back with it and use it as a table there. So it will be useful, and I do want to keep it, but at this point in time, it's all the time I'm inside, it's no use. But you know, I mean, that's great. You know, I keep it as a table like that, and then as soon as it's time for bed, I just blow up my stuff and get in bed, and you know, Bob's your uncle. So don't judge a book by its cover. It does look a little bit like Katzik, but chicken in white sauce and rice is mwah, I absolutely love it. It's lovely and creamy. If only I thought about it, I'd have bought a bit of bread so when it was eaten I could mop all the sauce up. Okay, so I'm just going to eat my dinner, perhaps make a drink afterwards, and I'll get back to you all. Okie dokie. So finally in bed, testing her out, take her out for a spin. My initial thoughts, I mean, I have laid on it, but not with all the bedding and stuff on it. I didn't take into account, you know, I chose the height of the bed, but what I didn't take into account was the fact there'd be a mat on top of it, and I'm like, I mean, it's not a biggie, I'm lying down, just need to remember not to sit up in the night, otherwise I'll be bunk. But yeah, so that's not really a big problem. I just wasn't taking that into account when I made the bed. But yeah, my initial thoughts are, yeah, it's quite a short bed, so I'm still kind of, that's the seat, I'm still kind of going along and sort of doing that at the end a bit. I'm still sort of laying on the back of the seat because it's not quite long enough, because I can't take the seat out or move it further forward that way. So that is my only issue. I mean, and also my sleeping pad's being bent, so it comes along there and goes. I don't know if that's good for a sleeping pad or not. I don't know. This wasn't a cheap one either, so fingers crossed that doesn't burst in the night. Yeah, so it is super comfortable, but you know, 2 minutes is not 8 hours, 7 hours, whatever it's going to be. So we'll have to see how that goes. Anyway, so that's that then, and we'll see how it goes. Let's put it this way, it's the most comfortable it's been so far. So it's just a question of what I'll feel when I wake up in the morning. So anyway, that's that, and I'll see you in the morning. Good morning. It's peeing down rain out there, absolutely chucking it down. Nice to listen to in the night, but at the moment I'm not really enjoying wet days in the car, wet weather in the car, because I got a leak. I've had a leak ever since I bought the car. I knew the car had a leak, but I've had millions of cars and millions of old cars, and I've had loads of cars with leaks in them, and I just thought that's, yeah, I've had lots of cars with that sort of problem. I've never had a problem sorting it out. It's usually pretty obvious. You know, you see where the water is. It's never where it comes out, but you see the water is, and you can kind of track it and go, aha. And I've tried everything, and I've replaced seals in the lights, the seal around the door. I've plugged up loads of holes that possibly were it, and it's coming through the back, and I cannot fathom where it's coming from. It must be kind of coming from where I've tracked it up and it stops. I can't, you know, normally you track it up as far as you go upwards, because obviously water falls down. You go up as far as you can, and then where it stops is where it's coming through. You know, it's usually as simple as that. But I've done that, and I just can't work out where it's coming from. I tried everything, so it's all been guesswork, so I can't actually. I think it might be coming from because you've got where it stops there's a double layer of metal. There's like an inside metal bit and an outside skin, and maybe it's coming through, I think it's coming from somewhere I just can't see. But then I'll stand on the outside and there's no cracks or anything on the outside. So at the moment, every time it rains, the water, I've got a towel there now, the water like pours in. It doesn't take a lot of rain for it to just pour in. Yeah, I took on the problem, but only because I've never had problem. I've had loads of leaks in the cars. I've never had any problem sorting it out. So I just thought, that's no problem. What a bummer. So so yeah, it was a bittersweet morning. You know, I woke up a few times at night 'cause it's quite loud. But I woke up and I could hear it, and I was lying there thinking, oh, that's nice. And I thought, my back's gonna be soaked. It's all in the boot. So yeah, bittersweet. As for the bed, it's yeah, it's really comfortable. I paused there a bit because it's really comfortable, but you know, it's not as comfortable as my bed at home. I guess it's as comfortable as the mattresses, isn't it? Really, it's so massive improvement on the last time. I did keep waking up, and I don't know if it's because of the rain or because of discomfort. I don't know. Because I only have to be just a tiny bit uncomfortable, and that's enough to wake me up. So I was comfortable. It's certainly you know, I'm not considering doing anything else. It's a done deal. You know, it's really comfortable. I don't think I'm going to improve on that, except for perhaps I don't know. I think a mattress or something. I don't know. It's my camping mattress, so sleeping pad. I mean, it's my camping sleeping pad. So I take with my tent. So maybe something a bit more thicker, maybe. But as I say, it's only as comfortable as that. And because it's too short, it does go up a bit onto the back of the chair, which doesn't allow you to lay completely flat, which again isn't a massive big deal, really. But I would say 90% comfortable. Comfortable? What was that word? Comfortable? Oh, 90% comfortable. You know, I'm pretty much there, and I don't think you can get any improve on that. I can't make it any longer. I can't. You know, I've got a whole. Yeah, beds are, even you have beds at home, are just a board. It's what you put on top that's the comfort, isn't it? It's the type of mattress. So yeah, it was a good sleep. I mean, I only woke up a couple of times, and I think that was only because of the rain. So you know, it must have been a good sleep. So that was successful. I think I'm done. You know, with the bed. You know, I don't think I can improve on it anymore, and I think I'm done with everything else. I've got a good little system here, and everything's to hand. Yeah, I don't think I can improve on it anymore. So this has been a major success, except for having to fix the leak, but that's nothing to do with camping. So yeah, it's a major success. It works all really well. All the curtains, I'm happy with them. I'm going to stick with them. It's the mattress that's the what sort of blow up, or maybe there's something really thick I can get that just rolls up or something. I don't know. That's something I'm going to have to look into. But other than that, you know, I've got everything in place now. I've got a place to put my water tank. I've got a place to keep all my stuff. I've got the curtains are up. I don't think there's anywhere I can go with it now. So it's a major success. I'm not going to go outside and show you outside because it's absolutely throwing it down out there. I think I'm just going to coffee up, and then I'm going to go. But no, pleased with that. It's a good camp. I'm a happy man. But it's been a million years since I've done a tent camp, so the next one, regardless of weather and stuff, is going to be a tent camp. So although I finished this and I'm happy with it, the next one will be a tent camp. I missed that really badly, missed that. So I'm going to leave it there then. Thanks for watching. If you got this far, that's thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one.